In just 1 second, an entire German army disappeared. The general didn't scream, he simply stared. The calm before the impossible. January 14, 1944. Near Orsha, Eastern Front, Belarus. Dawn creeps across the frozen plain like a slow-burning fuse. Snow crunches under boots. Engines idle. Somewhere in the distance, metal groans as artillery pieces settle into position. General Friedrich von Keller, commander of the German 78th Infantry Division, stands on a low ridge overlooking his forward lines. He tightens his gloves against the cold and lifts his binoculars. What he sees comforts him, for now. Rows of trenches stretch across the white landscape, reinforced with timber and frozen earth. Anti-tank guns sit camouflaged beneath nets. Infantry huddle in foxholes, rifles resting against the rim, breath turning into fog. Months of fighting on the Eastern Front have taught them one thing. If you survive the morning, you might survive the day. Behind von Keller, an adjutant approaches cautiously. Reports from reconnaissance units, Herr General. Soviet troop movements detected overnight. Increased radio traffic. Von Keller lowers the binoculars slowly. He does not turn. How far? He asks. Artillery concentrations estimated several kilometers east. Possibly a probing action. Von Keller exhales. Probing actions are survivable. Probing actions mean shelling, casualties, but nothing decisive. His division has endured worse. Encirclements, air attacks, weeks without resupply. He gestures toward the line. Tell the men to stay alert, no unnecessary movement. The adjutant salutes and disappears into the trench network. What von Keller does not know, what no one in the German lines knows, is that this is not a probe. Miles away, hidden beyond the tree line and frozen marshland, the Soviet Red Army has assembled something unprecedented. Not dozens of guns, not hundreds, thousands, field guns, howitzers, rocket artillery. Entire artillery armies align wheel to wheel, barrel to barrel, each crew already loaded, elevation set, firing data calculated down to the second. Ammunition stacks tower like small buildings behind the gun pits. This is artillery preparation taken to its extreme, a doctrine refined through years of brutal trial and error. The goal is not suppression, the goal is annihilation. At 6:58 hours, Soviet artillery commanders synchronize their watches. At 6:59, the final firing orders are whispered down the line. At 7 o'clock, von Keller hears it before he understands it. A low vibration moves through the ground beneath his boots, like distant thunder trapped underground. Birds explode from the tree line. Snow shakes loose from branches. Then the horizon flashes white. Not one explosion, not a barrage rolling forward, but everything, everywhere at once. 3,000 artillery shells leave their barrels within the same heartbeat. The sound is not a series of booms. It is a single continuous detonation. A physical force that slams into the air and crushes it flat. For one impossible second, the sky itself seems to tear open. The shells arrive together, trenches vanish, foxholes collapse inward. Men are not thrown, they are erased. Earth, steel, and flesh are lifted into the air and pulverized before they can fall back down. Von Keller is thrown off his feet as the shockwave hits the ridge. His binoculars vanish from his hands. He slams into the frozen ground, ears screaming, lungs empty of air. Around him, officers shout, but no sound reaches him. His world has gone silent except for the shrill ringing inside his skull. He forces himself up onto his elbows and looks back toward his division. Where trenches stood seconds ago, there is only a boiling wall of smoke, fire, and debris. The snow has turned black. The ground churns like water under a storm. A second later, a third later, secondary explosions erupt as ammunition dumps and fuel stores detonate. Von Keller's mouth opens, but no words come out. This was not bombardment. This was execution, and the guns are already reloading. 1 second that ended an army. The silence lasts less than 2 seconds. Then the second wave begins. Not synchronized this time. Rolling, methodical, merciless. Soviet gunners adjust elevation by instinct now, walking fire through coordinates that no longer resemble a battlefield, only a target grid. The guns recoil and slam forward again and again, metal screaming, crews deafened but relentless. Von Keller staggers to his feet. Blood trickles from his left ear. His helmet is gone. He tries to speak, but his throat produces only dust. He raises his field glasses with shaking hands. There are no trenches. There are no companies. There are no battalions. The 78th Infantry Division, nearly 14,000 men at dawn, has been crushed into a burning scar on the earth in less time than it takes to draw breath. Telephone lines are gone. Radios are dead. Command posts have ceased to exist, reduced to splintered timbers and smoking craters. Officers who survived the first second stumble through smoke. Uniforms shredded, eyes wide, mouths moving in silent disbelief. Some men run, most cannot. A shell lands directly on a medical bunker. Another finds an artillery battery before its crew even understands they are under fire. Anti-tank guns are flipped end over end like toys. Horses scream in terror before vanishing beneath falling earth. Von Keller watches one of his reserve companies attempt to move forward. Dark figures emerging from the smoke, rifles in hand. A fresh barrage cuts them down mid-stride. They disappear as if switched off. He turns toward his adjutant. The man is gone. In his place is a crater. For the first time in his career, Von Keller feels something beyond fear. He feels irrelevance. Rank, experience, strategy, none of it matters against this. There is no maneuver, no counterattack, no bravery that can survive physics applied at this scale. This is not combat. This is arithmetic. Shells per second, meters destroyed, lives erased. At 7:06, the artillery shifts again, this time deeper, pounding reserve areas, supply routes, command zones. The Soviets are not guessing. They know exactly where everything is supposed to be, because the Germans put it there. Doctrine, precision, order, all of it now used against them. Von Keller drops to one knee as another shockwave passes overhead. He presses his hands into the frozen ground as if trying to hold the world in place. He whispers, though he cannot hear his own voice. It's over. When the shelling finally lifts, after nearly 40 minutes, the battlefield does not erupt in gunfire. There is no counterattack. There is no resistance. There is only smoke drifting across a flattened plain, broken occasionally by small fires and the distant crackle of burning ammunition. Soviet infantry advances cautiously, stepping over craters the size of houses. They find survivors buried to the chest, hands reaching upward. Some are pulled free, others are beyond help. Entire companies are discovered fused together beneath collapsed trenches. Officers identified only by fragments of insignia, runners still clutching message tubes, messages never delivered. Von Keller is found hours later, sitting alone on the ridge, uniform caked in ash. He does not resist when taken prisoner. He does not speak. According to Soviet reports, German resistance in the sector collapses completely within the day. The front line ceases to exist. A breakthrough follows, then another. Historians will later argue numbers. Was it exactly 3,000 shells? Was it truly 1 second? But every survivor, German and Soviet alike, agrees on one thing. There was a moment, a single horrifying instant when the world detonated, when an entire army realized all at once that it had already died. This is the reality of modern war, perfected on the Eastern Front. Not heroics, not duels, but industrialized destruction delivered with mathematical precision. For General Friedrich von Keller, the war does not end in surrender papers or prison camps. It ends at 7 o'clock hours on a frozen field near Orsha in 1 second.